Right, now before we dive into having a look at one of the most complicated devices I've ever been sent to review, the Wacom Cintiq Pro 27 drawing display, let's have a look at one of the accessories that comes with it. This is the Wacom Pro Pen 3. It's a drawing stylus. But it might not be like some of the styluses you've used before. It doesn't require any charging, doesn't have a battery in it or anything like that. Works using electromagnetic connection with the display itself. You can get flared grips if you like a wider grip. You can have a weight inside, and you can literally take the weight out, put the weight in, change the weight around to adjust the center of gravity. And these three buttons on here are completely customizable. So you can set those to work like mouse clicks. They can be shortcuts for undo, launch apps, zoom, whatever you like. And that can be customized for different apps as well. It doesn't have to be generally across the board. So anyway, that's the Wacom Pro Pen 3. Let's have a look at that big, beautiful display. Right, so to begin with, the Wacom Cintiq Pro 27 is an amazing, just as a monitor. It's a large, obviously a 27-inch monitor with a nice non-reflective surface, plenty of room for multitasking, having different windows on there. I've played games on it, they look great. I've opened all my documents and browsed and all of that stuff. So that all works fantastic, just as a monitor, just like this. It's just plugged into a MacBook Pro, so I'm running it, but you can run it, on a Windows PC as well. But of course, that's not really what it's designed for. This is a drawing display. So what does that mean? It means that we can, with this incredible stand, we can move it around. So if we want to stand up and create this way, and literally put it down on an angle like that, so we can use the pen, which I've just showed you before. There are other accessories, so there are all these places where the accessories like this keyboard stand here can screw into. That just uses a standard, I think it's a 1/4 inch attachment there. So, and obviously, the pen holder here, I've put it up there because there are also, as you can see, some shortcut buttons on the side. Now, all these are completely programmable. So, for example, if I bring this up and show you the express keys, so as you can see here, they're all mapped out, and you can set them for all the applications or just certain applications. You can swap them around, and as I was saying before, same goes for the pen. So we've got a right click, a pan scroll, and erase for the three buttons on the pen. But for this app, I've decided that I want that to be a click, a right click, and a middle click. And you might see why shortly. There really is no end to the way that you can customize this thing. I think that's the real beauty of this. For example, it's a touch screen, of course. In fact, you can come up with your own gestures that do your own things. 3-finger gestures, 4-finger gestures, 5-finger gestures. For example, if we go back here and, we can zoom in, or you can turn the touch settings off completely, because of course, when you're drawing and you want to rest your hand on the screen, you don't want that being, registered as a touch. So you can just flick that off. So, I mean, as I said at the beginning of this video, there's just so much that you can do with this thing. I don't have long enough to show it all to you, but I will show you a couple of little demonstrations. So here's an app called Clip Studio Paint, And yeah, if you want to do a little bit of pastel art here, we can, as you can see, on an angle like that, it's like holding the pastel sideways. Obviously, we can increase the brush size, you know, to be a nice wide pastel. And if I put pointing straight down on it like that, then it's darker. But just like, you know, a pastel would be, if we hold it on a bit of an angle, then it gives you that other effect. And changing color is literally as quickly as that. And as with this app, once the pastels go over, you know, on each other, and we can use the touch on the screen as well. But if I want to undo all that, then I can just literally push the undo button that I've set up, and they're all gone, just like that. So, you know, no, I don't want it there, no, I don't want it there, and I don't want it that color. So let's, you know, put it there as well. Do I like that? Yes, I think I do. What about... And you see, it's like, depending on what angle, I mean, the pen, it's really amazing. And remember, there's no battery in this thing. It's all just to do with magnetism. I don't like that last bit, so I'll just oh, maybe I did, so I can redo it, you know, with these quick keys, you know, under there. So, I mean, yeah, we've got all those drawing tools like that. There's animation tools, which of course I don't have the expertise how to use. There are people making movies and all sorts of, and special effects and all sorts out there. But what I will try and show you is some of the 3D rendering that you can do here, because you can be that much more precise. I mean, apart from the fact that I've, you know, set up the shortcuts so we can, you know, move it all around in 3D space. That's pretty cool. But yeah, the blue and white scheme's not really working for me. So let's change the color of that. And obviously, you know, I can zoom in and out, but don't really need to, because I can be accurate enough with the pencil. Look how quickly I can change all that. I don't like the blue ear cups, so we'll change those to black rubber, just like that. And maybe this polished aluminium in the middle of the stand. And let's go a little bit retro and see if we can find something a bit vintage to make the stand out of. How about this cool wooden veneer there? There you go. That looks a little bit more my style. So of course we can also, you know, add to this drawing as well. So let's add a circle on here. So I'll just put a circle here, and I'll show you something cool that we can do with that circle. We can turn it into a cylinder, and then if we want to change the edges like that. Look at that. Now we're starting to make a little smart speaker perhaps to go, you know, with our headphones. And you know, once again, we can, you know, move all that around in 3D space, zoom in and out, of course. So, I mean, the options are just so limitless rather. Yeah, you can see there is no end to applications, whether you're an engineer, you're a graphic designer, you're an animator, you're producing content, video editing, audio editing, you name it. This is the screen that does it all, an infinite amount of shortcuts. You can create these shortcuts to come up. You know, so we've got this radial menu, but you can have a grid menu, and then you can have shortcuts on each one of the shortcuts within the shortcuts within the shortcuts. Yeah, like I say, limitless creativity is here at your disposal. At your disposal, with a screen that you can move around. What can I say? I'm running out of time. That's because there's no end to what you can do with this.